Well, all right, y'all. So, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with y'all? You know what I'm talking about? So we're gonna jump straight into the episode. Welcome to It's Puddin's Tea. I'm your host, Puddin, of course, and with me, if you don't know, I'm gonna let you know. I have my wonderful co-host, Mr. Generous, Mr. Passionate, Mr. Marvelous, Mr. Curry. Y'all give it up for Mr. Curry,
Yo,
y'all.
yo, yo.
All right. So listen, y'all. We bring y'all another little breakdown. Uh, we're gonna break this one here all the way down. We got a movie review for y'all for episode 13, and we decided to watch Leave the World Behind. Leave the World Behind. Listen, okay. Should we just go straight to it? Like,
Yeah, we can go straight to it.
okay, so let's just go straight to it. No pleasantries, no intro, no nothing. Of course, you already know if this is a breakdown. If we're going into certain details. So if you haven't seen the movie already, spoiler alert. But like I always say, we still suggest that you go and look at the movie and get your own opinions of it anyway. So yeah, jumping straight into it. WTF. WTF. Like, don't get me wrong, it was good, but it just left so many questions for me. So I'm gonna start off. Okay, first of all, let me say, all in all, I feel like it's just like you had to put on your decoder rings, y'all. Put on your decoder rings. Put on your decoder rings because you do have to decode it. Like it's really, to me, I just feel like it's just one hidden message.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I just feel like it's hidden. It's just they put it out in a movie, like we say this all the time, that they put these movies out so they can say that they told you. And I feel like this is what, because I think, because and if you don't know, you know what, Mr. Curry, we probably gonna do an episode on that one too. The laws of the universe. Have you ever heard of the laws of the universe, Mr. Curry?
I don't believe I have.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. So yeah, bro, you got to, yeah, I'm gonna have to see some stuff, bro. You got to look at that. Um, but
okay.
yeah, so it kind of falls into the laws of the universe, right? Which is like pretty much like the laws that really matter. You know what I'm saying? It's, I don't want to say common sense because common sense is not so common. But that's something we used to say overseas. So I did get that from somebody else. I didn't make that up, yeah. But it it just it's just things like, okay, first of all, you're born with it, right? Certain stuff intuitively, you know that is either is right or it's not. You know what I'm saying? You have your little
Right.
moral compass. Okay, so it plays a part in that because it's like it may seem unfair because you know technically, like, if you don't get it or if you don't know how to decode these things or see these messages that are put out there, it's not necessarily your fault because certain information is held from you, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it is up to you to do your due diligence at the same time, though. That's where they fall in the lines of being right, because technically the laws of the universe consider this to be them telling the truth or them putting it out there, putting the information out there. It's like, you know how someone knows the law, but that doesn't mean that they're still not breaking them. They just
right.
know loopholes, and that's pretty
They,
much what this is, bro. It's like
right,
they
they
know
break them
loopholes,
because they know they know.
right? So those of you who know, you know what I'm saying when I say that. So anyway, that's one of these things. Like the hidden message in here, so it's so in your face, but at the same time, you still got to put it together. So that's why I'm glad that we're doing this episode because Mr. Curry, I need you to help me decode this. Like, for the most part, I have a idea. So starting from the beginning, first thing I noticed was the eye symbol when it was during the intro when it was coming on.
Oh yeah,
Like, that's the first thing I know.
God
I
being
like,
God.
yeah. I was like, obvious. Like, so like it gives you, it already sets the tone, and it kind of gives you an idea of what to expect. Uh, and like the makers of the movie too, that also stood out to me. It also stood out to me.
I know what you're gonna say.
Like, because the thing is, they've been rumored to be like part of certain things, and those certain things was mentioned in the movie, which makes it a little bit, sketchy. It's a little sketchy, but moving forward. Okay, first, the second thing I noticed, not the first thing, but the second thing I noticed is that the music in the movie didn't necessarily match.
Well, I think that was on purpose.
That's what I was thinking too, because it's like any other time it does, so we're gonna do something different. And I think it also makes you pay more attention too.
Like the music that was within this movie was more so a representation of everybody who was helping to make the movie,
Mm. Okay.
particularly the
Yeah.
Coen brothers.
Yeah. I can see that. At first, I thought it was just me, and I thought I was reaching.
No, not at all.
I thought I was reaching, so I was like, I was gonna keep it just that it didn't match. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm gonna play it cool, because it may just be me. I may be overdoing it. I'm not. Okay. Um. So the next thing, right, is honestly, I noticed like the color. Like they had like a lot of black, but the black was like bold in a way. Like it was kind of, it had a brightness to it, if that makes sense. Like they had emphasis on it, like certain colors, like the way they did the colors and move. Like, y'all, I love movies and I pay attention to almost everything. Um, and I paid attention to that too. So it was just like they was already giving off a certain type of just detail or vibe to the movie. Like it set the tone. Cause I don't know if y'all notice, like when they do like certain lenses and stuff like that, and it has like a, like, for example, Twilight. The movies Twilight have like this kind of like bluish, like white light type of lens over it, and it gives
Hmm.
it like this cool kind of texture to it, and it looks kind of wintry, but like when, like when it rains or something like that, because it was a rainy town that they stayed in, but it was a nice little vibe. It was very
Right.
comforting. And I don't think people notice that. Like it really does relax you. So when you watching a movie, it makes it a better experience actually.
I love the transition and the camera movement. It
Yes.
was really dope.
Yes. Like
Like flying around and twisting and stuff in the house and looking over real quick, like you're
the
actually
pan
looking
out
over.
and the pan
Right.
in. I do like stuff like that
It
too.
was really dope.
Like I don't when it comes to like the camera and stuff, I just don't like when it seems to focus too long on a character having their little moment. Like they have their little moment where they sigh and they walk off to the side. Like if
Mm,
the camera lingers a little too long, it seems like the person is actually like acting. If they don't cut and show the other person like looking at them, or cut to the next like behind the head with them looking out the window type of situation, if they don't cut to that point fast enough, then it kind of does seem like overacting or like dramatic. So I pay attention to all the details. Um Speaking of another detail, so there's a part where there's a, what's the thing again? What was it called? The boat?
the oil rig.
Yes, the oil rig thingamajigger. So when that when that comes up, because I'm gonna try to save some stuff for y'all. I'm just gonna say it that, so certain stuff I'm just gonna say a particular type of way. So when you do, you still have a little something,
Yep.
to watch. So when it came up, I noticed that it said white line, and we just got through. I had looked it up real quick before we started, and with just a little quick search, it was supposed to be a name of a slave ship, so called. But that was only one article, and it was full of anyway. So I'm gonna have to dig a little deeper. I already went off a little bit earlier, so I'm gonna save y'all from that. I'm gonna leave it alone. It's just certain things like that we need to add up. So it's like you got the eye, you got the music setting the tone, kind of, sorta, but not really. You know what I'm saying? And then
Hmm.
you got the white line. Like they could have named it anything.
Like she She had a moment before they even left.
Oh, you talking about like when she was talking about packing?
Yeah,
I didn't think about I didn't think about anything
she
before
was
they
like
left.
looking out the window when she had this
Uh-huh.
moment,
Hmm. Like she had done
and
cheated or something.
no, not that she had done cheated, but like she had this moment where she was just looking out the window, like explaining certain things about why she made the decision to pack up and leave instantly for a vacation. And her moment made it seem as though she was, or she thought that she was a bad person.
Is that when she was talking to the Ruth
No, way earlier
in
when
the
she was
beginning?
talking to, yeah, this is when she was talking to her husband.
Oh, okay, so before they left for the trip, I'm trying to
Hmm.
remember when she was talking.
She woke him up.
Oh yeah, she did wake him up, and she did. Okay, yeah, because she had already started packing, and she had just like finished packing their stuff when she was telling him that she had rented the house and everything.
She said that I felt as though I felt as though there'd be less of a chance of you saying no if I had all of our bags packed already.
Right, and because it was very spontaneous of her, like she all of a sudden, because they lived in the city, and you know what, that is right. I forgot about that because they lived in the
Hmm.
city, and then all of a sudden she got the the feeling to go rent this house out that's in like the you might as well say like in the country because it's back in the woods somewhere. But it still was a nice house though, y'all. It wasn't just no little cabin in the woods. It was a nice vacation house. So she really ended up doing them a favor. But it was so last minute. Like I wonder what made her think about all that. But I don't remember what she said though about her feeling like she was a bad person.
So when she had her moment, she had it because he kept asking her like, "Why right now? Why
Right.
do we have to get up and start packing right now?"
Like today at this moment. Well,
Right.
everybody sleep and you just decide because he did ask her like he was okay, he was fine, like he wasn't alarmed by it, he didn't find it suspicious, but he was very curious because he's like, okay, so when you want to do it? She's like, today, like I already made I already got the house and everything. He's like, what?
Right.
Like that's just not something that he expected from us, and he said it'd been a while since they've been on vacation at all.
Yes.
I forgot
It
about
was
that part.
interesting.
That is interesting though. You think it might have been like her intuition?
No, I think that she just had something deep down that she had to release at that moment.
Mm. I don't know, cause they was I ain't gonna front. They was kind of like it was a lot that was like I said, it was a lot that made you had questions too though to me,
Right.
cause it just didn't seem like they was telling us everything. Like it just seemed like it would have had more details. Like it could be a part two for sure. Could be, or they could leave it like it is. I don't know. Um,
I honestly don't think that there's gonna be a part two.
I don't think so. I think they want you to kind of have it like leave it up to your imagination, especially if it's a warning or a message. Ain't gonna be no part two. Ain't gonna be no part two. Um, but I'm trying to think because I don't know. It seems because it seems like kind of like drugged out at first. Like they were just dragging it, and then it'll because I don't know because it's like it even on the like the points that weren't like exciting.
Hmm.
It's like they were still giving you little tidbits of each person, so you can kind of get to know the character a little bit better, or kind of see them a little bit better. But it was needed, but at the same time, it still didn't seem to go anywhere though. Um, I don't know. I still feel like she has other stuff going on too. It just feel like she may have been had. I think she had an affair or something. I don't know, bro. It just was weird. Let me tell you another thing. Another thing I found weird was the daughter Rose. She was wearing a NASA t-shirt for the longest time.
You said she was wearing what?
A NASA T-shirt.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was like, and they made sure that if you didn't notice, because they did have one part where the girl was like, maybe you need to go change too. And it's like, so if you didn't notice it throughout those other scenes, or those other previous scenes, you notice that part, like what you probably noticed then. Like they made sure to point it out to you, pretty much.
right.
I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. And it gets even stickier because, okay, so things started to kind of up the ante, right? It starts to get a little intense. Then I'm gonna kind of leave that out. Cause it kind of it just what you expect, right? So something weird happens. Is this before? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it in order, but anyway, um, so the husband when he went out and when he saw the drone dropping all the stuff, I really didn't know what it was at first. Like I thought it was a disease or something in there. Come to find out, they was these little flyers, right? And it had Arabic on it, and it said what was that, "Death to America" or something like that.
Yeah.
But later on, they went to go talk to one of the neighbors, you could say, named Danny, which is played by Kevin Bacon. Shout out to Kevin Bacon. I like Kevin Bacon. Um, but he said that his friend had told him about papers being dropped by him, and his were in what was that? What language did he say that it was in? It was in a different language though. I know that.
Chinese.
So yeah, so it's like so there's different areas getting flyers from different parts of the world to make that particular area think that that other area had a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was like they really didn't know like who was causing what was going on. They just assumed, the worst. So one day when the mom when she gets up, she sees these alerts on her phone that mind you that ended up disappearing somehow. But she sees the alerts on if you have a iPhone. Well, you probably see it on Android too. I wouldn't know. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, so I wouldn't know. But on the Apple phone, you know how you see like a little, so you can see like most of the like the good parts. So when you get ready to open it, you know what you're about to be reading. And the alerts were saying that it was hackers because the internet went down. They didn't have any Wi-Fi. They didn't have no nothing. The TVs wasn't working. The only thing that was on the TV was just like the little warning thing, they'd be going off or whatever.
Right.
So that stuck out. Then you had the hackers thing. So it's like now you got nasty t-shirts, you got hackers, you got. I'm like, bro, what is going on? Where's this going? And so, because the lady now, mind you, all of this is going on, and she's just like, really, they really not accepting it. Like the kids are oblivious too. Um, and she pointed out that the kids didn't really react to the boat coming up to them. And she was kind of a little concerned at first when she was trying to tell her husband like they seen it like they just watched the episode or something on TV.
Right.
And that's another thing now because a lot of people are desensitized. Like you've seen so much of it that you're unfazed when something really pops off. So for the kids, they really were not acting like children that were in danger, bro. I don't care if your parents are hiding something from you or not, bro. You know when something ain't right. Come on,
You
like
know when something's not right.
you know when something. If you got that, because the son asked her at one point, like, "We're safe, right?" And she was like, "Yeah." Like you couldn't see how concerned the adults look in the room, bro. Read the room, because he had to been like what 17. Read the room, bro. Him and his sister just going off in the woods. They just disappearing.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, it was so
Like
annoying.
he
I'm not
was
gonna lie.
he, he oh
Look,
man.
and then he
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 had a
gets
rough trip through this movie.
he did
He
have a
had a
rough
rough
one.
trip.
Bro, he when they went to the because okay, so the little sister saw some deers, right? And she thought something was going on because of the deers, because she was like it was like hundreds of them, and she was like that's not normal. So she tried to confide in the brother, who just tried to scare her the whole entire time. He took nothing serious. He was listen, he was an airhead almost the entire time. And they go in the woods. She finally sees one deer. She wanted to go follow the deer, see where it was going. But her brother was like, "Come on, let's go back to the house." He gets bit by something while they're out there, and so
A
he
tick.
So he kills it and he throws it away or whatever. He throws it, just like anybody else. You swat something, it bit him on the ankle. So he just smacked it and knocked it off, and then they went on by their way. Okay. So later on, the mom is talking to. Okay, so two people show up. It's the actual people that was renting the house to them for vacation. It was the man and his daughter, right? So they're talking to the man or whatever, and the woman, she's still not really believing that it's serious, really. Like she's still in denial for the most part. Um, like he tried to kind of tip her off, which ended up tipping me off. That little story he told her,
Right.
and because he pretty much was like, he was like his friend or well the guy that he worked with. Actually, he was like a client of his, and he said you would know his name. This is what he was telling her now. He was like, you would know his name, but he's not a celebrity though. Cause she was like, oh, he's a celebrity. He was like, no. So
Mm.
I'm like, huh? And said he only like deals with like defense contracts and stuff like that. But he said that once you hear his name, like you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But he never said his name, right, y'all? So he tells her like he starts to tell a little story, and at first she wrote the first little part of the story off, and then he kept her from because she was about to get up and go refill her wine glass or whatever. She really wasn't thinking about it. Then he made sure that she got the just of the situation. Like, no, it's about to get real. So he started telling her the
Right.
rest of the story, and he goes to tell her that the friend was like, or the client, friend slash client, made a joke about being in the secret cabal, evil cabal, whatever, and going to the secret meeting. And he said like, and he kind of laughed it off. So he said the second time that they talked about it, like the when he brought it up to him, just being funny. And he was like, well, I thought you said that he was like, what, you going to another cabal meeting? And then he was like, well, I thought that was only during the winter solstice. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something was peculiar is because we just had the winter solstice. Like
Yeah.
this is the time frame for winter solstice. So the movie came out on time. So so I don't know, bro. I don't know about that, bro. Like, what's going on, fam? What you really trying to tell me? Cause he kind of just left it at that. She didn't inquire. I like, bro, why wouldn't she ask questions? Like, she really was. I think she was representation of those who are just non-believers at first, because she became a believer later on. Okay, so
Yeah.
but not necessarily with Cabal, but just the situation itself that was unfolding around them. Like it was getting bad, right? Um, so besides the noises and stuff like that, like some of the details we're still gonna leave out. Y'all can kind of put those type of things together and add those. They do matter, but they could be left out, right?
Right.
So what I really wanted to get to real quick was the smart cars. And I'm gonna let you take those. And Mr. Curry, you tell everybody about your precious Teslas. Go ahead.
Oh man. My precious Tesla. So they driving, trying to
Escape.
get away to, yeah, pretty much escape and get to somewhere safe. And
Already somewhere
uh,
safe. They were so
as
stupid.
they're as they're trying to get onto the highway, entrance, like the ramp that goes onto the highway, is blocked off. There's a lot of trees around, but the ramp to the highway is blocked off by a bunch of white Teslas. Model X to be exact.
Yes, bunch of white Teslas.
And there's nobody in these white Teslas. They're just
Nobody in them.
crashing into each other one by one, back to back to back. They just crash into each other.
Just
They
auto
still got the
driving.
manufacturer sticker on the window.
Which means they came from the lot, y'all.
And so she's outside the car. She's looking at these wrecked Teslas with the sticker still on them. And then she looks off into the distance, and there's another one coming. So she's like, we got to get back in the car right now. And her husband's like, what's wrong? I could wave down this person who's driving up. And she yells back, there's nobody in the car. Get in the car right now. This next white Tesla just comes and smashes into the rest of the other white Teslas. It was all on autopilot. All the Teslas were on autopilot and crashed into each other, and more were just coming.
And
And
they were just
nobody.
coming. She just driving the opposite direction, trying her best to get them back to the house, which they never should have left. She talking about she going to Jersey to her sister's house. What sense that make? All the stuff going on. She learned that real quick. But she still, after all that, y'all, like they panned the camera out so you could see what was going on, and the roads were completely blocked. Like they weren't going nowhere. And it's
Mm.
like you would think that she would put two and two together. When she got back to the house, she still was talking about how they needed to leave. I was like, "Where are you going? Where are you going, child? Please." But anyway, yes, your beloved little Teslas. They was driving themselves, y'all, and
I
they
was
were blocking
so
the
excited.
road. They were
Don't get me wrong,
blocking.
I'm still gonna get it.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Go
I'm
ahead.
still gonna get it.
You go right on here. I will stick to Nissan. You go right on here. They was now look. A part of me was like, was they blocking the road on purpose to keep people from leaving?
Mm.
Were they programmed to do so?
No, because they were all
Mm.
going the same way
To
because the
block the
whole highway.
road.
No, but the whole highway was already jammed up as it was.
Kinda.
They were jamming up the off ramp that goes onto the highway because they
Mm-hmm.
were running into each other, and they were running into each other because the highway was already jammed up as it
No,
was.
but why would they leave the dealership in the first place?
Oh yeah, there's no excuse for that.
Because something was going on. Okay, but it was weird, bro. It was so weird. And that right there was odd too. Because I'm like, well, what was everybody else's Tesla doing? That's the question I had. Like, what was everybody else's car doing? And why? It was so many things that was just left unexplained. Okay. And then there was the part that really got me with the you seen that part where they took us into space and we were on the moon and they showed the flag from the moon landing
Yeah.
and all of a sudden it was like a red eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went back to the house. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, what was that? What was that? Like, why did y'all do that? Why the flag up there look like that? Why it look so old and rusty? Like, bro, it was just so many things they just threw at you.
It
And
was a
it's
lot.
like it was like they know, for those who know. And for those who don't, they absolutely don't. Cause I was like, man, they really doing this right now. So that right there, bro, I was like, come on, bro, what is this? What? But that's what I'm saying. Like it, even after the man at the end explained what he explained, what the plan was or what the plot could have been,
Mm-hmm.
it still didn't explain certain other features. Like the whole eclipse thing didn't make sense to me. I was like, what does that have to do with what he explained?
No, you got a point there.
Like, what does that have like? What do the cars have to do with what the plan was? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get the create chaos and have everyone kill each other so we won't have to. I get that part, right? I don't get everything else though. It was more to it, and that's why I say I don't think it was just that. I think that was because remember he said that too, and I was just saying that on a previous episode. I'm trying to tell you, these episodes be aligning with each other so much. So I was just saying the same thing. It was two things that they said that I've said on here, bro, in that movie. The first one was when what's the black guy name? I can't remember what his name was. George GH.
Yeah.
So well, he was just like, what did he say? What did he say? I just had it. I just had it. I was looking at the other one because I wrote down what Kevin Bacon said. I didn't write down what he said though. But I remember I said I just had it, y'all. But what Kevin said, well, his character, Danny said that you can't just read the front page of the newspaper.
Right.
He
You
said
have
you
to
got to
go 20
read.
pages in.
And how many times I said that? You can't just read the first page. You got to go to page 9, 10, 11. He said the same exact thing. The same exact thing. He said, because when he read the paper, he saw where the Russians had pulled all their people back from out of DC.
Mm-hmm.
So he been, because the reason why they even thought to go over his house, because he said that they did the same thing when he was in Cuba. And they did pretty much. He said that he seen the signs because the same like situation had happened over there, and
Right.
it's pretty much like a tactic to have the people get rid of themselves, right? But I'm trying to remember what the black guy said because I had said that on here too before. Um, oh, I just had it, bro. I just said it the other day, like probably the last episode, I think. What was it? I can't remember now. Dang, I forgot just that fast.
I'm trying to think of it.
Cause it was something he had said. I said that too. I said that, bro. I just know that I said it, and he said it in the movie, and it just made me feel like I'm on the right track. Cause they brought up a lot of good points in the movie for sure. Let's go ahead and just jump straight to the ending, right?
Okay.
It sucked. What was that? What was that?
It, it was the big message.
You got
It
to You
was
got to let
the
me in on that one.
so the ending was the big message, like that he was talking about halfway through, in which all you have to do is put enough fear into an illiterate country, and everybody within itself will turn on each other.
Hmm.
And that's pretty much what was happening.
But I'm
It was
like,
saying, it was saying, we don't have to hack your systems. You're gonna hack them because you're scared of the next person. We were turning in like everything that we were seeing as far as like the Teslas go and the internet and TV being down. All that stuff wasn't happening from anyone else. We were doing it for ourselves.
and that's what I said. I was like, people. I saw that just by people fighting over tissue.
Mm-hmm.
Like people are really quick. They're not as quick to come together as they are to fight each other or try to rob each other or something like that, which is odd. Some people,
Right.
not all, but certain places, man, people will they rather plot to break into somebody's house like, oh, the police ain't, you know what I'm saying? There's no one here to police us. Like, no, bro, that's not how that go. Like,
All they had to do was drop flyers in different areas
and
that
blame it on
said "Death to America."
right, blame it on different people that you don't
Yep.
really know about or know
You drop
culturally.
different flyers in different areas, and now you got people going crazy. People start doing crazy stuff, thinking this is the end anyway.
Man, listen, y'all, listen,
We turn on ourselves
y'all
because
gotta
we
go
don't,
watch it.
because we're not wise enough to
Distinguish that it's not us.
right
That
to
there's a
point
them,
out like somebody's trying to get us to turn on each other.
right? And do do all the because that's exactly what ended up happening. Because they almost did it. Even with him knowing that and being aware of that in his own mind, he still almost made that mistake.
Yeah,
And you end up seeing, first of all, the animals always know. So if anything, y'all, if you don't take away anything after watching the movie, pay attention to the animals. Pay attention to the animals. Pay attention to the animals. Uh, like I really want you to look at it. So I really didn't want to share, but so much details. I just want y'all to know that
right.
it's something to look at. You may not care for. I didn't care for the ending though with the little girl. I didn't care for that.
I mean,
That
it was
because it was so unrealistic.
I mean, but they pretty much just left you to say, we don't have to give you a conclusion for you to see where this is going.
Like, bro, but the last thing you see is the last one. You know what I'm saying? The last one.
Right,
Without telling y'all, you know, the ending.
right.
I'm just gonna say that. That's the thing, because it's like I get what she was passionate about, and I was happy for her because she got a happy ending regardless of anything. So technically, it was a happy ending if you think about it. If you like, bro, if you really think about it, like they mess with your psyche, bro, because it really was a happy ending.
I mean,
It was technically
in a
well,
sense,
with all that chaos going on, somebody was having a happy ending. Like that's just how I look at it. Like with everything go. It just to me, it still was. I get the mental part of it, but as far as just movie wise,
Right.
like story wise, I didn't really care for it. I didn't care for it. Like I get the play on, I get what they was doing. Like that was creative. It was also like they was being a little bit of an a hole though, a little bit too though, just a little bit because they really playing with you, bro. Like I find myself saying this a lot. They need to stop playing in our face, bro. They need to stop playing in our face because they play too much, bro. They think it's funny, bro. They play too much. Like, but you really can't piece this together though. Like they made it exceptionally obvious
Right.
because honestly, there aren't any other distractions. So it is distraction free, and you can't piece it together if you so choose. Um,
And it ain't hard to do so.
and it's like I wanted to talk about it, but at the same time, I just didn't want to because
Save the
I
whole movie.
yeah, like I want there to be holes so that you can go and look at it and see what you get, and you let us know what that looks like for
Right.
you. You let us know what that looks like for you, bro. Um, but I would say for as far as a thumbs up, neutral, or thumbs down, I would give this a neutral. What you got, Mr. Curry?
Me personally, I mean, given what I know, I would give it a neutral.
You give it okay.
Like, given what I already knew before I watched the movie, I'd give it a neutral. If I didn't know these things at all, then I'll give it a thumbs up.
Uh, okay. So let's say if I was just looking at it just to look at it, and I didn't decode everything I look at it. If I didn't see something in everything I look at, or listen to, or read, because I always got my decoder ring on, y'all. If I was just looking at it, just look at it though, without any of that, it would get a thumbs down for me. It'll get a thumbs down, bro, because not knowing makes it even more confusing. Like it wasn't honestly, it wasn't enough to just watch. It wasn't entertaining. Like it never had a peak moment. Like it never
No, I
it
did.
it always was the same. It was honestly they could have went. I seen the movie could if they would have shown us like they still had like a technically they still had like an hour left of a story there, bro. I could see they was gonna drag that out because I was really wondering how.
I mean, if you're gonna put an exact ending on it, then yeah.
Right, it was like because I'm pretty sure because they the pace that they were going, it would have took probably another hour or maybe 40 minutes for them to get to a resolution because it took them long enough to get to where they got to, and that wasn't enough. That wasn't it. Just
It would
wasn't
have took
enough.
them a whole 700 miles.
Like honestly, the way the audience not gonna get that one. I almost missed it. You stupid. I'm not gonna get over that 700 miles, bro. I'm not gonna get. You know what? No, forget that. We gonna let them in on the inside joke. Okay, so let me tell y'all. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay, so I'm not gonna reveal the source of this information because I don't want them to tell me I'm a hater and no ish like that. Um, so like I said, we did research for White Lion, right, which was the name of the oil thingamajig. Um, so when I looked it up, I went to the first like reliable source that I saw, and I just wanted to just see something real quick, and it said it was the name of a slave ship. And let me just so y'all can be on the inside, for that joke, right? So they said that there was 20 slaves, and that they were forced to walk 700 miles. I'm just gonna leave it at that, bro. I don't even have. I'm not about to get my blood pressure back up. Let me tell you something. Ain't about to walk. Mind you, they said that they made them walk 700 miles to go aboard another boat. They landed in Virginia to what was hold on. I just thought of something else that makes this even worse. Because what did they say the San Juan Batista was at?
Mm.
They didn't say, did they? No, it
Uh,
says brought to the colony of Virginia. Yeah. Yeah. So they brought them to that. I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty sure Virginia ain't that big. Last time
700
I checked.
miles.
Last time I checked. Oh, okay. Okay, I see this now. Okay, I see what it say now. Ain't no way, bro. This is even worse. This is even worse. Like, hey, bro, let me tell you something, y'all. Don't when you read stuff, please read with discernment as well. Don't let these people feed you any type of material, and then you go off and you be preaching this to other people who don't know, who really don't know, and then they end up passing it down. Don't do it, okay? Because it's so stupid. This information is so stupid, bro. I can't, bro. We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this in the meeting. I'm gonna have to bring. We gotta bring this back up.
700 miles.
700 miles. Ain't nobody walk no 700. Bro, to go board another boat. Why you couldn't take the boat you just got off of? That's not, first of all, that's not even punishing the people you have. That's also punishing yourself. That means you also had to travel 700 miles. For first of all, you gonna do all that for 20 people,
For
and then the
20
number
people.
went from 20 to 350,
Yeah,
and
no
and
ticket slaves.
and it supposed to had included Portuguese and Spanish as well. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know where they just dropped that in there, bro. Just be careful out here, y'all.
Be careful with the information that you choose to listen to.
Man, please be careful out there, because this resource is so popular that I'm reading this on that it's so distasteful. I feel it's just I don't know how to feel right now because they're well renowned and very popular. I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, I had to let y'all just that little piece, that just that tad little piece. Um, and just a warning, label. Be careful what you read out there. But yeah, y'all. But that was about
Mm-hmm.
it, yo. Like I didn't really want to ruin this one. I really want y'all to go watch this one because you got some stuff you just got to see for yourself. Like other ones, we could go into details because it really wasn't that deep. Especially like Jules, you could talk about that entire movie. It wasn't a waste.
Yeah,
We probably
yeah,
saved you some time. Saved you some time. But this one's a tad bit different. And we just want to go over just a few things and point out a few things just in case you might miss them. So if you feel that we missed something, let us know. Don't forget to follow us on. You can also message us and contact us on TikTok at podcast underscore it's puddings tea. Love and light to all of you guys. I think that was all I had for you guys. Let me think. I think that was it. Anything else, I'll just bring it up in the next episode. So y'all stay tuned. And don't forget, we drop episodes every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Mr. Curry, do you have anything for the people, for the family?
make your own opinions. We say neutral. You could say greatest thing ever. Make your own opinions
Please
about
make
the
your own opinion.
articles too.
Please make it like really come to your own conclusions, bro, and just do what's best for you and yours. For real, for real.
Right.
I mean, you could be like the mom in the movie though. She woke up pretty fast, to tell you that.
You right
I
about that.
tell you that she was a non-believer for for a little bit, and then it got real. She was like, "Oop, wait a minute," because you look. Okay, hold on. Before we go, I want to bring this back up real quick. I thought it was funny how when she was talking to George, and it was just like, "Oh, whatever," and then after he got to a certain point, she was mad at him and wanted. I know you hiding information. I want to know more. Like, but then wasn't you
Oh
just?
yeah.
But wasn't you just saying that you didn't? You was just laughing at this information, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this hogwash. Like, no, baby. Now you over here
No, baby.
jacking the man up, wanting to know more, because it's starting to click. Okay, but yeah. All right, y'all. We out. We appreciate y'all, and see you on the next one.
See you later.